welcome back to my channel. It's so wonderful to have you here as always. How have you been, you guys? It's so great to connect with you again. Other than my Sunday lives, and thank you so much to all those who have joined my Sunday lives. So I wanted to make this video live, hopefully very quickly. I hope I can finish this in 30 minutes or so. I don't want to make it too long. I have so many work to finish still. So before we get started, I want to share with you quickly, yes, every information that you need is down in the description box, okay? So please check it there, and we will talk about Pluto, and please watch my Pluto videos. It's a playlist, and I'll put the link in the description box so that you can watch for your sign what it was, like how it was for the last 20 years for you, Pluto in Capricorn, as well as the next 20 years, Pluto in Aqua, okay? And so I was thinking a lot about for the last few days about this, and then I saw something, as you can tell, something today, and I was like, oh, come on, man. I really need to make this video, even though I'm so busy, but I have to, I just can't. I just have to give my 2 cents about this. And so whether or not you agreeing with me, it's up to you. I'm just saying, and when people, the last video that I make, and I will make another video about that, how I could really hit some points of people. It's so funny to see that. It's just so interesting, because I will make another video about, the moment you can tell that you hit people is when you hit their bank accounts, okay? It's kind of like if you challenge the ability, their monetary resources. And it's so interesting because when you think about it, all of the hatred in this world, all of the when people attack you, it comes all down to, from my experiences, and if you look around the world, will come down to whether or not you hit or challenge, or you kind of threat, or they see this as a threat, their bank accounts, okay? This is exactly the same thing happens with demonstrators, right? With activists, right? Particularly if you follow the news, or if you follow some information about how the activists get killed all around the globe, especially I think it was a few years ago, when activists, especially in the food industry, it's very, very dangerous what's going on there. And actually, I don't know if you follow the news, but some activists have been killed, actually shot death, just because they exposed what's going on in the food industry with animals. So particularly the food industry is very, very dangerous in that regard, but it doesn't matter, because banks or this right, the pharmaceutical companies, or in every industry basically. And now here the fake spirituality industry is also when you just bring around, or with authority figures, right, with bosses, with colleagues, if you tell the truth of their either misconduct, or if you just bring it open, their wrongdoing, I mean, I have like tons of experiences and tons of examples about it. When you bring it out to the open, then people feel either their status is being threatened, or their and I actually have been told by a professor, right, who was up to for promotion to become professor and was literally actually telling me to shut up, right? It just unbelievable. I mean, I've experienced stuff. So when I talk about this kind of things, I'm talking from experiences, okay? So the only way that, because I don't share it, my experiences here on the public, that there are certain reasons for that, but I keep telling you, I know what I'm talking about, okay? I'm talking from experiences and I talk from knowledge, and that's what it matters. And so when you hit people with they feel like their careers are threatened, their status are threatened, their bank accounts are threatened, that's when they get jazzed up. And from my experience, when I see people, liars, cheaters, if you can say that, really those type of people, when you attack them, not attack them, but when you tell them, you are this type of bad person, I've seen a lot that they are not getting offended by it, but they get offended by it when it somehow has a kind of a threat towards their career, their status, their how they look outside in the world, and their bank accounts. Okay, so that's a side note, and that's very interesting to watch that. So let's talk about Pluto. So what I've seen also a lot in these fake astrology channels and fake tarot channels, like fake spirituality channels, just so wild what's going on. And as I keep saying it, watch my videos when I talk about, what I'm saying is not just grind in the stone. And as I keep saying it, I'm a scientist, and scientists like to discuss, right? And I keep saying it, don't even believe me, do your own research, and don't believe in anybody. That I keep saying this for years on my channel. Don't believe in anybody, don't even believe me. Do your own research, open a goddamn book and find out. So, and of course you need to be careful of what you're what you're reading, because as I mentioned it last on Saturday, and that's something, another proof came out just 2 days ago from the video that I made on Saturday regarding the Harvard Group and all those fake spirituality books that are out there. I've seen a proof 2 days ago in the news, and it's just so interesting how everything just comes together. And so, yeah, the universe literally says, okay, Ayguen, here have the proof, and show this to your people, and I will make a video. I couldn't do it because I haven't had the time, but I will do a video on that. So challenge me, right? Challenge me if you believe that it's crap what I'm talking about. Challenge me with knowledge, not just like, this is probably wrong and everybody can do whatever. No, it's just, I don't think when it comes to spirituality, and if you, promote yourself as a spiritual person, it doesn't even matter if it's spirituality or another topic. You need to, even if you are present yourself as a mug maker, cup maker, you need to know what you're doing, right? You cannot present yourself, and I see this a lot in other, all sorts of, all around social media, people just like presenting themselves in a very, very, they make a business out of it, and you can see that it's just what they don't even know the topic well. And I just don't get it. Like, how can you build a business on something that you don't even know yourself? And I'm stunned how many people are following those kind of, or falling into those kind of things. Yeah, you have to think about yourself, and this is for my people, right? For my high quality followers and subscribers. I always recommend, and I just did a recommendation on one of my Turkish followers who just did ask something about a business, and I give him business tips and tricks. So for my people, I highly recommend you to, if you start a business, if you start any kind of business or topic, please, please know the topic well, research it well, do it high quality, and you don't have to these clueless millions of followers. It's rather to have high quality followers and people who know the value that you bring in, and that's so, so important. So I highly recommend you to do that instead of just like throwing something out there and see whatever sticks and see how many, like, you know, the quantity over quality, which is not a good path to take. So when I see that the way Pluto is being described is that as if, and the wording of pop astrology, or I really like that wording. It's not my wording, so I give credit for Bria Rose, and she mentioned that in one of the videos. I loved it so much. It was just exactly the right phrasing, pop astrology, pop tarot. So I give credit to her for that, but for me it's fake astrology, fake tarot, fake spirituality. So the way it's being represented by people who believe that they know what they're talking about in astrology, tarot readers, of course, is it's presented as if now Pluto is getting out end of the year in whatever January 20th, 2024 into Aquarius, and now a new 20 years begin, and this will happen, and this will affect in your chart this and this and this. Number one, we don't know how you you can't just talk about this. You have to look into the chart, and as I keep saying it, you need to look into your personal chart, what it means, right? And this is also it's first you need to understand your rising sign. And I don't get it how people just like throwing it out there without considering this rising sign. I mean, it's just so interesting to me. In any case, it is not so. Pluto is the furthest away planet, and this cycle therefore is a 200-year cycle around the solar system. Okay, so that's why for each sign it takes about 20 years to visit each sign. So that's why we are talking about this 2,000 years of Aquarian age. So, and I will make another video, and I realized that what this type of these fake astrology, fake YouTube, fake I don't know, tarot channels, what it actually means in terms of Piscean age and Aquarian age. And I will make another video on that. I realized this, and I think that's exactly what's going on there. But when we enter into Pluto in Aquarius, and then the next 200 years, 20 years actually, not even 200, then all of this, many things will change with these channels. So that's I can see it right now, right here. And so it has a lot to do with Pluto, and has a lot to do with Aquarians. And Pluto being in Aquarius, and has to do a lot with Pluto within Aquarian age. So I will talk about this more complex than that. But so when I heard today that, or just like recently, when Pluto goes into Aquarius, then suddenly, that shift you will see in January, starting to see the shift into, and then in the December, you will still feel how it will still be the last holding on to the last I don't know, whatever many years in Capricorn, but now on January you will see the shift. That's total BS. Like, let me get that straight. Pluto or any planet, it's not just like cut here then cut there and this date and that date. It doesn't function like that. So to understand what it means for your sign, I put the link for my playlist for each sign, from Aries to Pisces, Pluto, okay? But I would like to give you myself as an example so that you can look into what it means for you, okay? And start first with your ascendant and then with your sun. So that Pluto shift, it's not, so again, when you look into my favorite, and everybody follows me who know that, right? So this is the chart, right? So when Pluto is in Capricorn, it goes like this. Every house has 30 degrees, right? 30 degrees, 30 degrees. So now we are almost here. As I mentioned, my live videos, Sunday live videos, by the end of this month, it will only shift 0.5 degrees, right? It's not even 0.5, but 50 minutes, not even a full degree. So it's going to be right here. And so it's going to be from 28 degrees, only shifts 50 minutes, 50 minutes. And towards the end of the year, it's going to be 29-ish degrees and coming into the new year. But then it shifts into 1 degree, because as I said, in 1 month it shifts only 50 minutes, not even a degree. Okay, so the entire time, does people really believe, like, that's where like this logic like is stalemate, really? Like, where is your logic? If you don't, that's why I keep saying, you know, if you don't understand what comes out of your mind, and you can really tell the cookie cutter things that people are talking about, when you say something like, on January 20th, 2024, you will see the shift because it will shift into Aquarius. Do you think that the entire time Pluto was stationed? Like, do you really think, because obviously what you are saying is Pluto in January 20th will shift into Aquarius. Then you see the shift. Pluto for the last 20 years did not stop where it was. It was moving, right? It was moving every month in this last 20 years, every month 50 minutes, 50 minutes. That's far further away it is. So you must have already seen in your life the shift towards what's been coming up with Pluto in Aquarius. I mean, we don't just stay stagnant, right? And just like, okay, now it's January 20th. Now Pluto goes like, okay, now boom, see the shift. I mean, you're probably not sleeping, right, to believe in this kind of stuff. You already should have seen the path that life brings you toward the Pluto in Aquarius. That's what it is. For example, for me, I'm just, as I said, looking for your own sign. I made the videos the last for Capricorn, what it means Pluto in Capricorn, and for you, and what it means now shifting into Aquarius for you, for each sign. So watch those videos, okay? But let's say for me, just for this video, I'm an Aries ascendant and I'm a Scorpio, okay? So my Sun, Moon, Venus, Mars, and Mercury are all in Scorpio in my 8th house. My ascendant is Aries, and as I keep saying, it is your age 30 and above. then you should start first looking for your ascendant sign. So I'm an Aries ascendant. Pluto was in my midheaven in my 10th house. And lucky me, my astrological chart, birth chart, is exactly like in the textbook. So that's why it's super easy for me to interpret. And to give you as an example, maybe that's why I'm doing these videos, because it's so easy for me to explain, giving myself as an example. But look into your own chart. I've seen some of my clients, they're Scorpio, but their ascendant is Aqua. I have so many clients, Aqua, Scorpio is just so interesting. Maybe I attract you guys. It's just so interesting. Anyway, so for me, it was my 10th house, Pluto. The last 20 years, I kicked my behind. Why? What is 10th house? Capricorn. 10th house, it represents, and also it's ruled by Saturn, right? It represents authorities, authority figures, your career, where you stand in the world, your status in the world, right? And you're married, single, divorced, widowed, or your status, your career, you're climbing the ladders, bosses, boss figures, father figures. It's all the 10th house. My entire last 20 years was all about career. It's the life. That's what it is. I mean, that it's not what I've selected. It's just always all about my career, but with the difference that it wasn't smooth. And I know many people are like, this woman has this career, this status. It wasn't like, bring the universe, just give it to my silver platter in my hand, because I had the goddamn authority figures, bosses that kicked my behind. In my 10th house, Pluto was there. As I keep saying it, watch my Pluto videos. Pluto is two things: transformation and power. And as I keep saying it, power through transformation. I kept talking for the last several months in my Sunday lives about this. How it is that when Pluto, it transforms, right? It kicks you behind, whatever area it is in your life. And then you overcome these challenges, and that gives you power. That's what Pluto is. It's not about, oh my God, everybody, was like putting stone in front of me, just blocking my career. Yeah, they did that. But it's not about sitting and crying. Pluto, Mars and Pluto rule Scorpio. Scorpio never, ever sit down and cries. When people crash, smash a Scorpio, Scorpio transforms that and comes in their 2.0 version. That's why it's Phoenix rising from the ashes. That's why my channel is all about your 2.0 version, because I am the person to be able to explain to you what the 2.0 version really is and how you get there. So Pluto, the transformation, a power through transformation. And so the Pluto is transforming you, and in that area where it was or did transform you, and then you bring power. So how do you know whether or not you learned your lesson? And that's when the planet goes into a quick, and it does it all the time. That's the universe's way. Listen, let me help you to understand. You don't need a tarot reader. You don't need a psychic. You don't need a whatever. just follow me, nature, and I will tell you. And what the nature does is it moves a planet into the next house, like it was in March. In March, it moved into Aqua, Pluto, and everybody's like, oh, shoulder lift off the shoulder. And there was like 3 months, 3.5 months, right? Early in the springtime, it was in Aqua, and then boom, it went back. That moment, you would, and then the moment it came back, it went back into retrograde into Capricorn, then you must have seen the difference and this beginning of summer and the whole summer and until all the time. And I can attest that. Why? Because the time was just suddenly, for me, my 11th house, I had suddenly, had out of the blue, like this big network that I met so many incredible other executive directors, because as you know, I founded and run my cancer nonprofit, and for 10 years. And listen to this, for 10 years, I've never met any executive director. I don't even know why and how, but it is what it is, because I was focusing on my career, building our organization. And boom, when it moved into Aqua, that's when I suddenly, I don't know, jumped literally in front of my eyes. There was this organization bringing all the executive directors of nonprofits together. And we have this monthly lunches together. It's just wild. And I'm like, 10 years? I've never even know you guys. It's just crazy. Why? Because I was focusing to building it on my 10th career, like 10th house, right? To build the organization, going through my entire PhDs, all my faculty, I don't know, academic career and what have you, postdoc, whatnot. I was for the last 20 years busy with all of that, while people starting to put, brakes on brakes and brakes and stones in front of me, boss figures, challenging. But then when it moved backwards into Capricorn, out of the sudden, because I don't have bosses anymore, right? Because I'm the boss, but I don't, other types of, as I said, authority figures, or people who think they're authorities, or people think they have power, 10th house power over you, boss-like figures, they started to put some, from whatever reason, some pressures, and trying to, suppress you on different areas, not career, but other areas. And that moment, that's when the universe is giving you the lesson and see whether or not you learned your lesson. And that's when I noticed I have gained power through transformation, because all of that Pluto, like my bosses, former bosses crap, authority figures crap, the way I reacted was so empowered, so different. Instead of like, oh my God, why are these people doing this to me, to my career, and they're blocking my career, I was always focusing on that. And then for the last several years, because I'm a third decan of Aries ascendant, decans are also important. Let's talk about this another time. Then I was like, excuse me, like, what? You can say that. You can't talk like that. So that was the transformation of the Pluto in that time. And that's when the universe or nature teaches you on whether or not you have learned the lesson. That's when you can see it yourself. The energy, how you react, shows whether or not you have become empowered or not. And now the last 6 months, all of this craziness of people putting pressure, and trying to smash you, trying to suppress you, like kind of as if they are the authorities and you are nobody. They believe that they can do that. No, 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 no. There's a different Ayguen. Why? Because I passed 20 years Pluto in Capricorn. That's when the nature shows you, or help you to see whether or not you have learned the lesson. Not with tarot cards, not with a psychic, not with any other ways to look into a crystal. It's the nature actually does that, so that you can know whether or not you have learned your lesson. Then, when people talk about, on January 20th, when Pluto shifts into Aqua, your life will shift. Your life already shifted. That's the difference. Because the planet is moving. And as I mentioned, in Pluto, for people who knew who I joined, every month it only moves 50 minutes, not even a degree, every month. And imagine 20 years. So it was already moving towards Aqua, right? It was already moving. So you should see when you look into my videos or what it means for you specifically. But for me, as I keep giving myself an example, for me, the last 10 years, because I've had enough. I moved out of academia and all of the pharmaceutical bios and whatever this medical field. I was like, why am I working for you? I've gained my entire life, all in good schools, all the education, all my CV is up here. Why do I work for you, right? 10th house, Pluto, 10th house. Why? I said to myself, this was like 10 years ago. I even said to my boss, my former boss, like, obviously I'm now a junior faculty, right, in the top university. Like, why? I mean, I want my own path. Oh, no, 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 no. You need to work under me, right? Pluto, 10th house. You have to work under me. Suppression, right? That's why I keep talking about the government, suppression of people, the banks, all the pharmaceutical companies, all the insurance companies, suppression, right? My boss said in Richard, no, 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 no. You have to work under me. And because for me, it was already 10-year past, right? I was moving towards Aqua, right? Pluto and Aqua. And I said, not with me, baby. I'm out. So what I did, I started my what? Cancer nonprofit organization, Aqua. People, serving the people, humanity, right? Humanitarian, humanity. That's what Aqua is. That's why in the pandemic, I have a pandemic video in 2020, I made it and I predicted everything. So that's why when we entered in the pandemic in 2020 into Aquarian age, that was when the humanitarianism started, really, really, really started. And the governments finally helped the people. And that's when I already started and said, excuse me, goodbye. I will go my own direction. I will be the boss, not you guys. I'm not going to work under you. Screw that. I will start my cancer nonprofit. You see, that was 10 years ago. It's not January 20th, 2024 when I suddenly become humanitarian because Pluto will shift into Aqua. I already started 10 years ago. Why? Because it was shifting or moving towards it. That's the difference. A planet is not stationed and suddenly jumps over 20 years and on January 2024, your life shifts. What? Of course not. I want you to look into what changes happened in your life during this time. And I give you only me as an example so that you can see what I'm getting at. And so then, and I mentioned before, like what it meant for me when it went back into Capricorn, and I went now, hopefully it comes back into, that's when the nature, not universe, nature asks you and say, have you learned your lesson? Nature combined with universe. Not tarot, not psychic, not this, not that. Nature and universe combined. That's what you need to follow. You don't need to follow me. You don't need to follow anybody. Only follow nature and the universe. That's what I keep saying. You don't have to follow any me or YouTubers to connect with that. I am only giving you guidance, what I know, what I feel, what I experience, and you can do your own research. And for me personally, it's important that you connect yourself and analyze. And we will talk about what my tip is, how you should end the year. Just my humble suggestion. So let's talk about that was from my ascendant. Let's talk about from my sun. Right? First ascendant, then sun. That's important. So for me, the third house from Scorpio, Capi is my third house. This means for me, what's the third house? Communications, writing, speaking, short distance travel, short distances. This is all the third house. And neighbors, neighborhood, siblings, okay, cousins. That's all. And hell yeah, all of these areas was 100% affected for the last 20 years. Why? Because it's on my Scorpio side from the third house. It was my third house. So was it a challenge? Hell yeah. But 10 years ago, holy cow, I just realized it when I'm telling this right now, literally 10 years ago. Oh my God. I never realized it until I'm so happy I'm doing these videos, because I just realized 10 years ago, literally, when I naturally said, excuse me, no, I'm out, I will do like my own thing, like whatever. It's then when I started public speaking, I went to public speaking classes and went so further that I won competitions. Public speaking, I have like all here are all full of awards. Public speaking and leadership. I just can't make this stuff up. I just realized this. It's all right here. Even in one night, I won 3 awards in one night. It's just up here. So I did public speaking for like a couple of years, maybe 3 years, I think 3 years or so. And I also did leadership too, together with that. And that was when I started to do, for our nonprofit, our cancer videos in the public. And I was already giving a lot of conferences, talks, and like worldwide from our academic, large conferences. But for my own business, my own cancer nonprofit, right, Aqua Humanitarian, I started to have a YouTube channel, and I started to educate about cancer. And so, and then I give all the public speeches and what have you. And this is when the third house was started to transform and gave me more power in the public. And then my words, and I had started, Facebook in 2009. I was one of the latest people who joined Facebook. People were pushing me, but I'm like, nah, 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 nah. I started joined Facebook, but then started to, I started organization in 2013. And then I started to really also educate in social media. And then suddenly I started to see that people started to listen to me, what I'm saying. My words started to have power. Okay. And that is absolutely transformation and power. The voice that I never had, finally I had the voice. That's the transformational power of Pluto in the third house. And now it will shift into my fourth house. Fourth, home, mother figure, family, making a home, making a family, building a home. And don't forget, Aqua is different than Capi. Capi is ruled by Saturn. Aqua, Saturn as well. But it is also majorly ruled by Uranus, meaning everything conservative, banks, governments, right? Everything is supposed conservative pressure that was in Pluto in Capricorn. Now it will be so transformative, so innovative, and everything that you have gained thus far in that area where the Pluto in Aqua is for you, that will be mind-blowingly transforming. And I'm not saying it will be not challenging, because it's transformation, because I said power play. Watch those videos. Power play. Transformation through power play. It will be challenging, but in a way it will be different, suppressive, as it was with Pluto in Capi. Conservative. This is more like innovative, different. So the way you do things, it will be shocking maybe to people. Like for me, now I'm talking about all sorts of things that everybody, I already started. That's what it is. Aqua, it's moved into Aqua in springtime. That's when I stopped hiding these things, and I openly started to do this. Everybody was still telling me, in my third house people, right? Close proximity people, Scorpio, look at, they said to me that I shouldn't talk about these type of topics. I'm telling you, suppression, third house, Capricorn, third house from my sun. I've been told by the people close to me that I should not talk about this type of topics on my channel or in general, or just should start a new channel, whatever. And I couldn't explain how this is all combined. And that's me. They didn't get that. Saturn, Capricorn, conservative mindset, not innovative mindset. I was already passing it, but you cannot blame it. Why? Because their signs were different. And what it means for your sign, in what area you are transforming yourself, become innovative, it's different for you. But for me, they didn't get it. So that's why look in two areas, your ascendant and from your sun. For me, it was people asked me that I shouldn't talk about this kind of stuff. And when I stopped hiding it, in the springtime, I started to openly talk about, I was talking about already for 3 years and for the last 3 years, but people were kind of like, this is weird and blah, blah. But then in the springtime, people started to appreciate what I say. Again, third house, power, right? Power in my speeches, in my communications. And so then, because it's innovative, the aqua, right? Because she was briefly in aqua, and then it went back into copy again. And I'm already past that because the universe showed me over and over again, and as you can witness in my live streams, miracle after miracle happened. All of my live streams, because the more I stopped hiding these things anymore, because it's unique, it's different, it's aqua. That's what what not only you, but people in the world would try to embrace. It will be hard to get over this conservatism. For example, for me, family, right? The fourth house in aqua, maybe, and this interesting stuff is in my chart. The ruler of aqua is Uranus, and the ruler of aqua is in my seventh house. Seventh house of relationships at 29 degrees. I can't make this stuff up. So the home might not be, and me as a fixed sign, and aqua is a fixed sign. For me, maybe the home idea will not be as I thought it would, it might be completely different what I thought where my home is, how how a family looks like, or the idea of having a family and what it looks like will probably be completely different, and I already can see that. And it will be surprising. And I think many things I don't see, but I already can see what will be happening, because I already already sensed it in the beginning of the year, like in the springtime year. What would it look like, and how it will be kind of developing. It will be so different. Probably I will be even more shocked. Sudden things. And again, for me, how I can make this stuff up. It will be my fourth house from my Scorpio side, but also the ruler of aqua is in my seventh house of relationship in 29 degrees. I can't make this stuff up. Home, family, and relationships. I don't want to go deeper into, but for those who know, probably understood what I'm talking about. Unconventional stuff, not conservative anymore. Okay, so that's what it is. And from the other side, from my ascendant side, 11th house, that's again humanitarianism going forward, but also individual uniqueness. And I already started to, doing things, and hopefully will come out soon. Very, very different stuff. The way you present and the way it is in the 11th house, and I can't wait to have many more networks and people. And uh, network wasn't great. Why? Because I was focused on the 10th house. Now suddenly I got so many great people that I met during the springtime. Now I can't wait to even expand further and focus on completely different friend circles and have new friends and new people network. And I think that already I see in my channel so many the folks who join my channel and completely different. And I already connect with so many of you on such a different level, and majority of you guys are aquas. Is just unbelievable how this has been, energies can attract, and it's just unbelievably so different type of new people that I connect with. Is just mind blowing. Everything is word for word what the nature predicts is actually happening. So I want you to see that way. Okay, so coming to my tip, and now I will then, after that, I will end it. And my tip for you is giving all of this information. I want you to grab your journal. Hopefully you have my journals or your own journal. Grab a journal and then look into and reflect back to these time periods, what I mentioned to you. Like seeing my example as an example, look back into for the last several years how your life has shifted. Do first from your ascendant side and see how your life was shifting for the last several years over. Not just this year in springtime that people are talking about, but the whole, maybe even 10 years. Like for me, it depends on what decan you are. If your first decan was in the beginning, if your second decan, it was somewhere in the middle. But for me, I'm the third decan, so the last time is like the last several years. So think about how your life shifted, your life path shifted, what nature wanted to show to you where you are headed. And then connect with what happened in the springtime this year, and then reflect back on what happened, what lesson did you learn. Did you learn everything that happened in Capricorn, Pluto and Capricorn, from summertime until now, the end of the year? Reflect on that, write that down. Then switch to from the sun angle, and then do the same thing. Do the same thing for your sun and reflect back on that. And that way you can end the year with understanding of where you're heading in life. Then you will make it clear to you where you're heading next for the next 20 years. From the beginning of the year, you will see the shift, but not just like schlag, your life, boom, changes. I want you to reflect on the path of the journey, right? Of the journey, natural journey that you have taken, and your development, your transformation, and your power. Write down what your transformation and your power was developed into, and then you will have a better understanding, idea where you headed and what your life going forward will look like. Then you can maneuver it better. Okay, so this was, I hope, not too nerdy, but I think it's important to understand it, not in a cookie cutter way, but more logically. God, logically, just to see and reflect instead of hearing here and there. Reflect on yourself first. Always, always reflect for yourself first, and connect with the logic and connect with nature and the universe, and that's it, all you need to know. Even if you know anything, if you don't watch any YouTube channel, because in the past there were no YouTube channels, and I'm doing this for, I don't know, 20 plus years, beside doing everything what I just said for my entire life, the coaching, the consultations, and what have you. But for the last 20 plus years, and since my childhood, I was already doing all of this. So there were no social media. There were nobody talking about nothing about this kind of stuff. You don't have to know all of this. You don't have to watch YouTube channels. You don't have to watch tarot channels, whatever, psychics, whatever. You are your own psychic. Just connect yourself. And it has nothing to do with 1 1 1 3 3 3 4 4 4 5 5 5 6 6. It is nothing about that also. And I don't even know what awakening, on spiritual awakening, whatever. That's just made up stuff. You always are awakened, just because we are disconnected. That's what it is. We are always awakened since we were born. As human beings, we are always awakened, but the system suppressed our awakening, kind of like connection, not awakening. We are always awake, but the connection with nature, with heavens, with the universe was always suppressed in purpose. Even the tarot channels, the YouTube, and all of this is suppressing your awakening, not helping you. Tarot channels, or you pop astrologers, whatever, they want you to believe in one direction. This person is thinking that about you. No, they don't. Just trust your own heart. That's your best guidance. Okay, so I hope this was helpful to you. Let me know in the comments, and I wish you a wonderful rest of the evening, and let me know in the comments. And yes, if you want to book a consultation, problem solving, coaching, whatever it is I can help you with, you can book that. The links is below, and all my products and services helping you to reach your 2.0 version is all also down below, and I'm happy to help you, and I can't wait with working with you and get to know you, and I can look deeper in your psychology as well. And that's, I think, wherever you want to shift in life, it's easy to see in your chart, so easy to see, and your deep down psychology too. Okay, so thank you so much for people, all of those who have joined. Don't forget to like this video and share this with others if you really want to dive deeper into, if you haven't already, subscribe and hit the bell. Okay, and don't miss my Sunday live. I look forward to seeing you there. Bye bye.